Troy, who's following breaking news out in Harris County on Katy Fort Bend Road, where a teen was shot and killed overnight. Michelle, there are separate scenes here.
Yeah, Xavier, Harris County deputies were investigating two different scenes located just minutes apart to piece together how exactly this 17-year-old boy was shot and killed. Now, just moments ago, deputies cleared the scene behind me after being out here for nearly 5 hours here along Katy Fort Bend Road. This is where they initially responded to reports of that first shooting. Take a look at this video we shot overnight. When they arrived, they found the teenage boy dead inside a car with a gunshot wound. We're told there were 3 other teens inside that car as well, but they were not hurt, and I believe at least one of them was his family member. And just down the street, investigators were also looking into reports of a shooting at this apartment complex, guys, on Katy Ranch Road. Right now, it's unclear if the two shootings are connected. Now, at this time, investigators do not have a motive or a suspect. But when I asked investigators why the teens stopped in this particular area, well, I'm told they were on their way to take that teenage boy to a hospital when they spotted a deputy and asked him for help. Guys.
All right, Michelle, Troy, live in